The sound that echoes through the Gucci store isn't the designer bag hitting the floor. It's Amara's body. Her skull cracks against Italian marble, and for a moment, the world goes white. Through the ringing in her ears, she hears laughter, high-pitched, cruel, familiar. God, babe, she's so dramatic. Just like you said. Marcus's voice floats above her like poison. Told you, always playing the victim. Amara's vision swims. Blood trickles warm down her temple. Her Apple Watch vibrates 3 times against her wrist. Emergency alert sent 5 miles away, in a private room where men trade in violence and power. Kang Minjun is negotiating an arms deal when his phone lights up. Not his work phone. The other. The one connected to his wife's heartbeat. He looks at the screen, sees the words that make his blood turn to ice. Emergency. Fall detected. Impact to head. Rapid heart rate. Rapid heart rate. A rapid heart rate. Blas in his hand explodes. But he doesn't feel it. All he feels is the primal, visceral rage of a man who would burn the world for the woman he loves. Get the cars. His voice is so quiet it's terrifying. And tell Seojun to bring everything. The room empties in seconds. Because everyone knows, when Kang Minjun uses that voice, someone's about to die. Hit subscribe right now. Because when the man who owns Seoul finds out his wife was attacked, what happens next will leave you speechless. You do not want to miss this. But let me take you back. Because this story doesn't start with revenge, it starts with trust. 3 years ago, Amara Jackson was a 26-year-old medical billing specialist in Atlanta, Georgia. She lived in a modest apartment, drove a used Honda, and was engaged to a man she thought was her entire future. Marcus Webb, charming, educated, a financial consultant who wore Tom Ford cologne and talked about building an empire together. Baby, we're getting married in 6 months anyway, Marcus said, kissing her forehead as they sat in their apartment. Why not combine our finances now? It'll make everything easier. Amara hesitated. That $47,000 in her savings account wasn't just money, it was her security blanket, her late mother's life insurance, years of sacrifice. But she loved him, and you do stupid things for love. Okay, she whispered, pulling up her banking app. Joint account? Joint account. He smiled that smile that made her knees weak. You and me against the world, Amara. She transferred every penny. That night, she told him she was 8 weeks pregnant. The next morning, Marcus was gone. So was all the money. She called him 47 times that day. He answered once. You really thought I'd marry you? His laugh was sharp enough to draw blood. Amara, come on, be realistic. You were convenient. That's all. Marcus, I'm pregnant. Not my problem. And before you try anything, I've already told everyone you're unstable, that you're trying to trap me. Good luck getting anyone to believe your sob story. Click. Within a week, she was evicted. Her friends stopped answering calls. Marcus had poisoned every well. Her landlord changed the locks while she was at work. She lived in her Honda Civic for 3 weeks. During the day, she'd go to the gym to shower. At night, she'd park behind a 24-hour Walmart and pray no one knocked on her window. At 11 weeks pregnant, she woke up in the back seat at 2 a.m. with cramps that felt like her body was tearing itself apart. She drove herself to the emergency room. I'm sorry, the doctor said hours later, not quite meeting her eyes. There's no heartbeat. Amara lost her baby in a hospital where she couldn't afford the copay. She lost everything. But here's what Marcus didn't understand. Some people don't stay broken. Some people turn their pain into something sharp enough to cut back. Comment below, have you ever trusted someone completely, only to have them destroy you? Sometimes sharing your story helps someone else survive theirs. 6 months after losing everything, Amara made a decision. She couldn't stay in Atlanta. Every street corner held a memory of the fool she'd been. Every restaurant was a place Marcus had promised her forever. She had a cousin in Seoul, Jessica, an ESL teacher who'd been begging Amara to visit for years. With her last $1,200 and a suitcase held together with duct tape, Amara bought a one-way ticket to South Korea. She arrived in Incheon Airport with one suitcase and a heart full of nothing but survival instinct. Seoul hit her like a drug. Neon lights bleeding into rain-slicked streets. The smell of street food mixing with expensive perfume. K-pop blasting from every storefront, a city that moved so fast it didn't have time to judge her. Here, no one knew she'd been homeless. No one knew about the baby. No one knew she'd once been stupid enough to trust a man who saw her as disposable. She could be anyone. Jessica helped her get a job at an international academy, teaching English to business executives. The pay was decent. $3,000 a month, plus housing. For the first time in years, Amara could breathe. She spent her days teaching corporate professionals how to negotiate in English. Her nights, she'd walk along the Han River and try to remember who she was before Marcus destroyed her. 4 months after arriving in Seoul, Jessica dragged her to a charity gala. "You need to get out more," Jessica insisted, zipping up Amara's borrowed black dress. "You're beautiful. You're smart. And you've been a ghost for too long." "I'm fine being a ghost." "Well, tonight you're a woman. Now put on some lipstick and let's go." The gala was at a 5-star hotel in Gangnam, the kind of place where champagne flowed like water and everyone wore designer everything. Amara felt like an imposter. She was nursing a glass of wine in the corner, trying to calculate how soon she could leave without being rude, when she felt someone watching her. She turned, and there he was, Kang Minjun, 6'2" of pure, dangerous elegance, sharp jawline, eyes so dark they looked black, a suit that probably cost more than her entire year's salary. He was the most beautiful man she'd ever seen. And the most terrifying. He walked toward her with the confidence of someone who owned every room he entered. When he stopped in front of her, she could smell his cologne, something expensive and understated that made her think of power. "You're trying to disappear," he said in perfect English, his voice low and smooth. Amara blinked. "Excuse me?" "The way you're standing. Corner of the room. Minimal eye contact. Shoulders slightly turned inward. You want to be invisible." He tilted his head, studying her like she was a puzzle. "Why? That's pretty presumptuous for a first conversation. I don't waste time on small talk." He extended his hand. Long fingers, expensive watch, a single scar across his knuckles. "Minjun. Amara." When their hands touched, electricity shot up her arm. Minjun's eyes darkened slightly, and she knew he felt it too. "Have dinner with me." "I don't even know you." "Then let me fix that." She should have said no. Every instinct screamed that this man was dangerous in ways Marcus never could be. But there was something in the way he looked at her, not like she was broken, but like she was something precious he wanted to understand. "One dinner," she heard herself say. His smile was slow and devastating. "One dinner. Smash that like button if you've ever met someone and just knew they were going to change your entire life, for better or worse." That first dinner turned into a second, then a third. Minjun took her to a private restaurant where the chef knew his name and the staff disappeared like ghosts. He asked her questions no one else ever had. "What do you want, Amara? Not what you think you should want. What makes you feel alive?" I don't know anymore." "Then we'll figure it out together." He told her about growing up in Busan, the youngest son of a crime family, about watching his father get murdered when he was 15, about building an empire from blood and brutality. "I'm not a good man," he said one night, his thumb tracing circles on her wrist. "I've done things that would make you run." "Like what?" "Do you really want to know?" She looked into those dark eyes and saw something raw and honest. "Yes. I've killed people, dozens, some who deserved it, some who were just in the way. I run one of the largest criminal organizations in Asia, politicians, judges, cops. They're all on my payroll. I launder money, move weapons, control territories." He leaned closer. "I should terrify you." Her heart was racing. "Do you want to terrify me?" "No." His voice dropped. "I want to protect you, from everything, including myself if necessary." She should have run. Instead, she kissed him. "And Minjun?" Minjun kissed her back like a drowning man finding air. That night in his penthouse overlooking the Han River, he undressed her slowly, reverently, like she was something sacred. "You're shaking," he murmured against her neck. "I'm scared. Of me. Of this. Of wanting someone again." He pulled back, cupped her face in his hands. "I'm scared too. Because I've never wanted anything the way I want you. And I'm selfish enough to keep you even though you deserve better." "What if I don't want better?" she whispered. "What if I just want you?" Something broke open in his expression, something vulnerable and desperate and completely unguarded. "Then you have me. All of me, every terrible, violent, fucked up piece. When they made love, it felt like resurrection. Comment: do you believe in second chances at love? Or once you're broken, are you always broken? Tell me what you think. 3 months into their relationship, Amara told him about Marcus. Not everything, just pieces. They were lying in bed, her head on his chest, his fingers tracing patterns on her shoulder. I was engaged before, she said quietly. In Atlanta. Minjun's hand stilled. What happened? He left, took all my money. I was pregnant, lost the baby. She felt Minjun's entire body tense beneath her. His name. Minjun. His name. She sat up, looking at him. His eyes were flat and cold, the eyes of the man who'd killed dozens without remorse. It doesn't matter. It was 3 years ago. I'm over it. You're not. He sat up too, gripping her arms gently but firmly. You flinch when men raise their voices. You count every penny you spend. You have nightmares where you're begging someone not to leave you. His jaw clenched. You're not over it, and I need to know who did this to you. Why? Because I want to hurt him. Badly. Minjun, I'm not a good man, Amara. I've tried to tell you that, and when someone hurts what's mine, I hurt them back. Tenfold. He pressed his forehead to hers. So either you tell me his name and I end this quickly, or I have my people track him down and make it slow. She should have been horrified. Instead, she felt something warm bloom in her chest, something that felt dangerously like safety. His name was Marcus. Marcus Webb. But please, let it go. I just want to move forward. Minjun stared at her for a long moment, then nodded slowly. Okay, if that's what you want. But she saw his phone light up later that night when he thought she was asleep. A message to Seojun. Run a full background check on Marcus Webb, Atlanta, financial consultant. I want everything. Scribe now, because this story is about to get so much darker, and you need to see where this obsession leads. 4 months later, Minjun proposed. Not with a public spectacle or a grand romantic gesture, just the two of them on his penthouse balcony at sunrise, Seoul glittering beneath them. Marry me, he said simply, producing a velvet box with a 5-carat diamond that caught the light like a trapped star. Minjun, I know I'm not what you dreamed of. I know I come with darkness and danger. But I love you more than I thought I could love anything. He dropped to one knee. I'll give you everything, protection, security, a life where no one can ever hurt you again. Just say yes. Amara looked at this beautiful, dangerous, impossibly devoted man and felt her damaged heart beat stronger. Yes. They married 2 weeks later at a courthouse, with just Seojun as witness. Minjun slipped the ring on her finger and whispered, You're mine now, and I protect what's mine with everything I have. The reception was a private dinner at the penthouse. Just them, champagne, and the city lights. I need to tell you something, Minjun said as they slow danced on the balcony. Okay. I had Marcus investigated. She stiffened. Minjun, I know about the $47,000. I know he convinced your landlord to evict you early. I know he told your friends you were stalking him. I know every single cruel thing he did. His arms tightened around her. And I need you to know, say the word and he disappears. Permanently. Amara pulled back to look at him. You'd kill him? For me? I'd burn the world for you. Killing one worthless man? That's nothing. She should have been terrified. Should have run. Instead, she kissed him hard. I don't want you to kill him. I want to forget he existed. Then we forget. He kissed her forehead. But if you ever change your mind, I know where to find my very own personal avenging angel. He smiled, that rare, genuine smile he saved only for her. Avenging demon, maybe. My demon, then. Forever. And for 18 months, life was perfect. Minjun gave her the world, a penthouse that felt like a palace, a security detail that made her feel safe for the first time in years, unlimited resources to pursue any dream. She started volunteering at women's shelters, started thinking about going back to school for social work. She was happy, until the day she decided to go Christmas shopping alone. Comment below, if you were Amara, would you want revenge on Marcus, or would you let it go and focus on your new life? Be honest. December 23rd. Gangnam. The Galleria Luxury Mall is packed with last-minute Christmas shoppers. Amara wants to surprise Minjun with a watch. He's been eyeing a limited edition Patek Philippe for months. Wait outside, she tells Jihoon, her lead security guard. I just need 30 minutes. I want it to be a surprise. Jihoon hesitates. Ma'am, Mr. Kang specifically said 30 minutes. I'll keep my phone on. I promise. He relents, though he doesn't look happy about it. That's her first mistake. Her second is walking into Gucci. She's admiring a silk scarf, emerald green, Minjun's favourite colour, when she hears the voice that still haunts her nightmares. Well, I'll be goddamned. Amara Jackson? No, not here. Not now. Not when she's finally healed. She turns slowly, and there he is. Marcus Webb, same cocky smile. Same expensive suit that's probably financed on credit. Same cruel eyes that once convinced her she was nothing. He's got a blonde woman on his arm, young, pretty in an Instagram filter way, dripping in jewellery that screams, "Trying too hard." Oh my God, babe, is this her? The blonde looks Amara up and down with barely concealed disdain. The crazy ex you told me about. Amara's stomach drops. Even after everything, Marcus is still painting her as the villain. What are you doing in Seoul, Marcus? Her voice comes out steadier than she feels. Business trip. I'm consulting for a tech firm here. He steps closer, invading her space the way he always did. Wow! You clean up nice. What? You finally get a sugar daddy? Because we both know you couldn't afford to shop here on a teacher's salary. The blonde giggles. I need you to leave me alone. Leave you alone? Amara, we're in a public store. I can shop wherever I want. He picks up a handbag, examines the price tag with exaggerated interest. $4,200. Yeah, definitely out of your price range. Unless... His eyes gleam with malice. Unless you're doing something else for money now. Her hands shake, but she keeps her voice level. Don't do this, Marcus. Do what? Have a conversation. You always were dramatic. He turns to his fiancée. See, babe, I told you. She acts like I'm some monster, but really she's just bitter I moved on. Moved on? The words are out before Amara can stop them. You stole $47,000 from me. You left me homeless. I was pregnant. Oh, here we go with the fake pregnancy story again. Marcus rolls his eyes. Jesus, Amara, don't you have any new material? That lie didn't work 3 years ago, and it's not working now. The blonde gasps. Oh my God, she actually tried to baby trap you? She tried. Didn't work. Marcus grins like he's proud of himself. I'm too smart to fall for that shit. Something inside Amara fractures. It wasn't a lie. I was 11 weeks pregnant when you left. I lost the baby in a hospital emergency room at 2 a.m. because I was living in my car. Because you took everything. For just a second. One brief, flickering second. Something that might be guilt crosses Marcus's face. Then it's gone. That's not my problem. You probably got rid of it yourself and tried to blame me. He shrugs. Besides, even if it was real, which I doubt, you would have been a terrible mother. The blonde laughs. Oh my God, babe, you're savage. And that's when Amara slaps him. The crack echoes through the store like a gunshot. Everything stops. Marcus's expression goes from shocked to furious in half a heartbeat. You fucking bitch! He shoves her. Hard. Amara stumbles backward, her heel catching on the marble. She falls, her head cracking against the floor with a sickening thud. Pain explodes through her skull. The world tilts sideways. She can taste blood. Through the ringing in her ears, she hears the blonde, Oh my God, babe, we should go. And Marcus, stupid bitch, always causing drama. Then he kicks her. His Italian leather shoe connects with her ribs, and Amara can't breathe, can't think, can only curl into herself as pain radiates through her body. Still playing victim, huh? Marcus crouches down, his voice low enough that only she can hear. You were nothing 3 years ago, and you're nothing now. Learn your place. He stands, takes his fiancée's hand, and starts to walk away. But Amara's Apple Watch has already vibrated 3 times. Emergency alert sent, and 5 miles away, the devil himself has just gotten the message. Like this video. If you've ever wanted to see a bully, get exactly what they deserve, because trust me, it's coming. Kang Minjun is negotiating with Russian arms dealers when his personal phone lights up. The room goes silent as he looks at the screen. Emergency, fall detected. Impact to head, rapid heart rate. Possible assault. Location, Galleria Mall, Gangnam. His vision goes red. Meeting's over. His voice is so quiet it's terrifying. But Minjun, we haven't... The table splinters as his fist slams through it. I said, Meetings. Over. The Russians scramble for the exit. Seojun appears in the doorway, already on his phone. I've got teams mobilizing. What do you need? Everything. Minjun grabs his jacket, and Seojun sees his hands are shaking with rage. I want every man we have. I want weapons. I want to know who the fuck touched my wife. And I want them. Breathing. When I get there, understood? Understood. And Seojun? Minjun's eyes are completely empty. If she's seriously hurt, I'm burning that mall to the ground with everyone inside. 7 black SUVs tear through Seoul's streets, ignoring every traffic law. Minjun is in the lead vehicle, watching the live feed from Jihoon's bodycam. Sees Amara on the ground. Sees blood. Sees a man and woman walking away like they didn't just destroy his whole world. Faster, he growls. Sir, we're already doing 90. Faster. They arrive at the Galleria in 12 minutes, a drive that should have taken 30. Minjun steps out of the SUV, and mall security takes one look at his face and backs away. Behind him, 15 men emerge, all armed, all ready to kill on his command. Sir, you can't... A security guard starts. Seojun flashes a fake police badge. Private security matter. Move. Now. They move. Jihoon meets them at the Gucci entrance. He looks terrified. Sir, I'm sorry, she wanted privacy. I should have insisted. Where is she? Inside. The medical team is with her. She's conscious, but Minjun doesn't wait. He walks into the store like death itself. And there she is. His wife, his everything. Sitting on a chair with blood matting her hair and a bruise already forming on her cheekbone, a medic is checking her pupils. When she sees him, her eyes well with tears. Minjun! He's across the store in 3 strides, dropping to his knees in front of her. His hands hover over her face, terrified to touch her in case he hurts her more. Who? His voice breaks. Who did this? It's not who! She flinches slightly, and he hates himself for scaring her, even in his rage. His name is Marcus Webb, Jihoon supplies quietly. American. Business visa. He's her ex-fiancé. He assaulted her, then kicked her while she was down. He left with his fiancée approximately 4 minutes ago. Security is detaining them at the exit as requested. Minjun goes completely still. Marcus Webb, the man from Amara's past, the man who stole from her, abandoned her, caused her to lose their baby. That Marcus Webb. They're still here? His voice is barely human. Yes, sir. Minjun stands slowly, kisses Amara's forehead with heartbreaking gentleness. I'll be right back. Minjun, don't. He hurt you. His eyes are dead. No one hurts you, ever. Subscribe right now, because what Minjun is about to do to Marcus will be brutal, and you need to see every second of it. Marcus Webb is arguing with mall security near the exit, his fiancée whining beside him. This is ridiculous. You can't just detain us. We haven't done anything wrong. Sir, please wait here. The police are... The police? For what? That crazy bitch attacked me. Then the crowd parts, and Kang Minjun walks through like the angel of death. He's not rushing, doesn't need to. Everyone instinctively moves out of his way, sensing the violence radiating off him. Marcus sees him coming and scoffs. Who the hell is this guy? Her new boyfriend. Listen, buddy, your girl is insane. She... Minjun's fist connects with Marcus's jaw before he can finish the sentence. The crack is audible throughout the atrium. Marcus crashes to the floor, blood exploding from his mouth. Jesus Christ! The blonde screams. Someone call the police. The police work for me, Minjun says calmly, shaking blood off his knuckles. As does mall security. As does the governor of Seoul. As does everyone in this fucking building. He reaches down, grabs Marcus by his designer tie, and hauls him up with one hand. You're insane, Marcus sputters through broken teeth. No! Minjun slams him against a marble pillar. I'm just a man who loves his wife, and you put your hands on her. Marcus's eyes widen. Wife? That bitch is married to... The second punch breaks his nose. Call her that again. Please, give me an excuse. Minjun... Amara's voice cuts through the violence. She's there, being supported by Jihoon, looking terrified. Don't. Please. Minjun doesn't turn. Just keeps Marcus pinned. He kicked you while you were down, Amara. He laughed about our baby, about making you homeless, about destroying your life. How do you... You think I didn't investigate every person who ever hurt you? He finally looks at her, and his eyes are full of pain. I've known everything since a month after we met. I just waited for you to tell me yourself. Tears streamed down her face. Minjun, tell me what you want. If you want me to let him go, I will. If you want me to end him, I'll do it right here. His voice softens. I'm yours, Amara, always yours. So tell me what justice looks like to you. The entire mall is silent, watching this impossible scene, and Amara realizes she has all the power now. I want him to hurt the way he hurt me, she whispers. I want him to lose everything. I want him to know what it feels like to have nothing. Minjun's smile is terrifying. Done! He releases Marcus, who collapses to the floor, gasping. Then Minjun pulls out his phone, makes one call. Seojun, execute Plan Marcus. All of it. Now. Within minutes, Marcus's phone starts buzzing. First text, his fiancée's father, a prominent investor. Engagement is off. My daughter deserves better than a con artist. The blonde stares at her phone in horror. Daddy, what? No, wait. She looks at Marcus with disgust. You told me she was lying about everything. Babe, I can explain. Don't touch me. She backs away. Oh my God, you're exactly what she said. She runs. Second text, Marcus's boss. You're terminated effective immediately. Security is clearing your desk. Third, his landlord. Eviction notice filed. You have 24 hours to vacate. Fourth, his bank. All accounts frozen pending investigation into fraud allegations. Fifth, his credit cards. All declined. Marcus stares at his phone like it's a bomb. What? What did you do? I told you, I own this city. Minjun crouches down to his level. Every judge owes me a favor. Every banker fears me. Every business owner knows my name. He leans in close. You took everything from Amara. So now I take everything from you, and unlike you, I won't disappear. I'll be watching you suffer. Every single day. You can't. This is illegal, so report me. Minjun smiles. Oh, wait. The police commissioner is my godfather. Try again. Marcus looks at Amara, desperate. Amara, please. Call him off. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry about the money, about the baby, about everything. Just please, you're not sorry. Her voice is steady now. You're scared. There's a difference. I'll pay you back. The $47,000. I'll get it to you, I swear. Oh, you will. Minjun stands. Plus interest, plus damages, plus compensation for the baby, plus emotional trauma. I'm thinking $5 million sounds about right. I don't have $5 million. Then you'd better start working. I hear they're hiring at the convenience store on the corner. Night shift pays extra. He straightens his jacket. Now get out of my sight before I change my mind about letting you live. Comment. Is this justice or revenge? And honestly, does it matter? Tell me what you think. Leaks within an hour, not accidentally. Minjun made sure of it. The video shows everything. Marcus's verbal abuse, the shove, the kick, Minjun's arrival, the confrontation. It goes viral in minutes. Said, trends worldwide. News outlets pick it up. International media. Social platforms explode. Mafia boss defends wife from abusive ex. When your ex attacks you, but you're married to Seoul's most dangerous man. This woman's revenge story will give you chills. But it's not just about revenge. Other women start coming forward, dozens of them, all with the same story. Marcus Webb seduced them, stole from them, abandoned them. A thread on Reddit gets 50,000 upvotes in 6 hours, documenting his pattern of financial abuse. Marcus's face becomes synonymous with narcissistic abuse. He's unemployable, homeless, blacklisted from every rental in Seoul. Within a week, he's sleeping in a hostel and working at a convenience store, exactly like Minjun predicted. Meanwhile, Amara's identity as Kang Minjun's wife becomes public. The headlines are insane. The black woman who captured Seoul's mafia king. Kang Minjun's wife, from homeless to Seoul royalty. Love story or Stockholm syndrome? Inside Amara and Minjun's relationship. Amara reads them all, curled up in Minjun's arms on their penthouse couch. Does it bother you? He asks. The attention? A little, but she looks up at him. I spent 3 years being invisible. Maybe it's time people saw me. They see you. He kisses her forehead. And they see that you're mine, which means you're untouchable. 2 weeks after the mall incident, a lawyer shows up at their penthouse with a check. $47,000. Every penny Marcus stole, recovered from his seized assets. Amara stares at it for a long time. I don't want it, she finally says. Minjun raises an eyebrow. Why not? Because it's blood money. It's pain money. And I don't want my future built on my past. She looks at him. I want to use it for something good. Like what? A foundation. For women who've been financially abused. Women who are trapped because someone stole their resources. Women who need a way out. Minjun's expression softens. You want to save people the way no one saved you? Yes. Then let's do it. He pulls her close. But not just $47,000. I'll match it. $1 million to start. We'll build something real. Minjun, you're my wife. Your dreams are my dreams. If you want to save the world, I'll burn it down first and then help you rebuild. She laughs through tears. You can't solve everything with money and violence. Watch me. Like this video, if you believe survivors deserve more than revenge, they deserve a chance to turn their pain into power. Later, the Phoenix Foundation opens its doors, not in some modest office space, but in a restored building in Gangnam that Minjun bought outright. 5 floors dedicated entirely to helping women escape financial abuse. The name was Amara's idea. Because phoenixes rise from ashes, she explained to the architect. And that's what we're doing. Rising. The foundation offers everything Amara wished she'd had 3 years ago. Free legal assistance for women dealing with fraud, theft, or financial coercion. Emergency housing for those who've been made homeless. Job training and placement services. Therapy and counseling. A hotline that operates 24/7. And a promise. Woman will be turned away. Ever? Minjun handles the funding, quietly funneling money from his various businesses into legitimate accounts. Within weeks, they have enough capital to operate for years. You know this foundation is technically laundering my money, he mentions one night as they review financial reports. Amara looks up from her laptop. Is that a problem? Not for me. Just thought you should know your charity is funded by arms deals and extortion. Well, at least someone's money is going somewhere good for once. She closes the laptop. Besides, I'm married to a crime lord. I gave up moral high ground a while ago. He laughs, that rare, genuine laugh she loves. You're handling this remarkably well. Handling what? Being married to me. Most people would have run screaming by now. She moves to straddle his lap, cupping his face. Minjun, you saved me, not just from Marcus, but from myself, from the person I was becoming. Bitter and broken and afraid of everything. She kisses him softly. You made me feel safe enough to be strong again. So no, I'm not running, ever. His arms tighten around her. Sometimes I'm terrified you'll wake up and realize you could do so much better. Better than a man who would burn the world for me. Better than someone who sees me as precious instead of disposable. She shakes her head. There is no better, Minjun. There's just you, and that's everything. They make love on the couch, the Seoul skyline glittering through floor-to-ceiling windows. And for the first time in his violent life, Minjun feels like, maybe, just maybe, he's capable of creating something good. Comment below. What would you do with $47,000 if it represented your worst pain? Keep it, donate it, invest it? Tell me your story. Marcus Webb's life becomes a masterclass in consequences. He's forced to issue a public apology, not because he wants to, but because Minjun's lawyers make it clear, apologize publicly, or face criminal charges in 3 countries. The video is painful to watch. Marcus sits in front of a camera, looking haggard and defeated, reading from a script his lawyer prepared. My name is Marcus Webb, and I'm here to apologize to Amara Jackson, now Amara Kang, for the emotional, financial, and physical abuse I subjected her to 3 years ago. I stole $47,000 from her while she was pregnant with my child. I abandoned her, made her homeless, and caused her to lose our baby. I then systematically destroyed her reputation to cover my own actions. His jaw clenches, but he continues. I take full responsibility for my actions. I am currently repaying the money I stole, plus damages. I am also in therapy to address my abusive behavior patterns. To Amara, and to the many other women I've hurt, I'm sorry. You deserved better. The video gets millions of views. The comments are savage. He's only sorry he got caught. This man needs to be in prison, not making apology videos. The way he clenches his jaw, you can tell he doesn't mean a word of it. Shout out to her husband for making him pay. Literally. But some comments are different. I dated Marcus 5 years ago. He did the same thing to me. Thank you, Amara, for speaking up. He stole $12,000 from me. In 2019, I thought I was alone. I'm crying watching this. Someone finally made him face consequences. A Facebook group forms, Marcus Webb Survivors. Within a month, it has 200 members. All women with identical stories. Minjun's legal team reaches out to each one. We're filing a class action lawsuit, the lead attorney tells Amara. Civil case. We're going after him for systematic fraud and emotional damages across multiple victims. Will it work? With your husband's resources and the evidence we've gathered? Absolutely. Marcus Webb will be paying off damages for the rest of his life. Amara feels something shift in her chest. Not satisfaction exactly. More like closure. Good, she says quietly. Let the other women have their justice too. Meanwhile, Marcus is working double shifts at a convenience store and living in a shared hostel room with 3 other people. His business visa is being revoked. He'll be deported back to the US within weeks, where more lawsuits await. One night, Seojun sends Minjun a surveillance photo. Marcus, sitting on a curb outside the convenience store at 2 a.m., crying. Should we ease up? Seojun asks. Minjun looks at the photo for a long moment. Then he thinks about Amara in a hospital emergency room at 2 a.m., losing their baby alone. No, he says simply. Let him suffer. Subscribe if you believe some people deserve to feel exactly what they made others feel. This story isn't over yet. Foundation's first client arrives on a Tuesday morning. Her name is Minji. She's 29, Korean, with a black eye poorly covered by makeup and hands that won't stop shaking. Amara meets her in one of the private consultation rooms. Soft lighting, comfortable chairs, tissues on the table. Thank you for seeing me, Minji whispers in Korean. Amara's is improving, but she has a translator present just in case. Of course, you're safe here. Tell me what happened. The story spills out. Minji's boyfriend convinced her to put her name on loans for his business. 70 million won, about $60,000. Then he disappeared with the money, leaving her with the debt. The collectors call every day. They come to my work. I had to quit my job because they were harassing my boss. Tears stream down her face. I'm about to be evicted. I have nowhere to go. I don't know what to do. Amara reaches across the table, takes her hand. You did the right thing by coming here. We're going to help you. But the debt. We have lawyers who specialize in fraud cases. We'll prove you were coerced. And while we're fighting the case, we'll put you in one of our safe housing units. We'll help you find a new job. You won't be alone in this. Minji breaks down completely. Why would you help me? You don't even know me. Amara's throat tightens. Because 3 years ago, I was you, and no one helped me. So now I help everyone I can. They work on Minji's case for 6 weeks. The lawyers prove the boyfriend forged documents and committed fraud. The debt is absolved. The ex-boyfriend is arrested trying to board a flight to Thailand with $80,000 in cash. Money stolen from 4 different women. When Minji gets the news that she's free from the debt, she sobs in Amara's arms. You gave me my life back. No, Amara says gently. You did that yourself by having the courage to ask for help. I just opened the door. That night, Amara comes home to the penthouse and finds Minjun on the balcony, nursing a glass of whiskey. She wraps her arms around him from behind. Thank you, she whispers. For what? For giving me the resources to do this. For believing in me. For letting me turn our darkness into something that helps people. He turns in her arms, sets down his drink, and kisses her forehead. You know what the beautiful thing is? I've spent my entire life destroying things, taking from people, building an empire on violence and fear. He cups her face. But you're using that same empire to save people. You're making something good out of all my terrible choices. We're making something good, together. Together, he agrees, pulling her close. Below them, Seoul pulses with light and life and possibility, and for the first time, Amara feels like she's exactly where she's supposed to be. Comment. Do you believe people can be redeemed? Can someone who's done terrible things create something good? Tell me what redemption looks like to you. 6 months later, the Phoenix Foundation has helped 47 women in 6 months. 47 women who would have been alone, drowning in debt, hiding from abusers, sleeping in cars or on friends' couches. Now they have resources, safety, hope. The foundation has been featured in Korean news outlets, international magazines, even a short documentary. Amara becomes something of a public figure, the American woman married to one of Seoul's most feared men, using his power for good. The irony isn't lost on anyone. This is Kang. How do you reconcile your husband's business activities with your foundation's mission? A reporter asks during an interview. Amara doesn't flinch. My husband has made choices in his life. Some good, some questionable, but he's never pretended to be something he's not. And when I needed someone to believe in me, to protect me, to give me the resources to help others, he did that without hesitation. So yes, the money that funds this foundation comes from morally ambiguous sources, but it's saving real women from real abuse, and I'm not going to apologize for that. The interview goes viral. Half the internet calls her a hypocrite. The other half calls her a pragmatist. Amara doesn't care about either opinion. She cares about the women in her shelter. She cares about the hotline that rings at all hours. She cares about the lawyers who work pro bono because they believe in the cause. One evening, she's working late at the foundation when her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer, but something makes her pick up. Hello? Heavy breathing. Then, Amara? She knows that voice instantly. Marcus, I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from. Then, why are you calling? Because I'm being deported tomorrow, and I needed to say something before I go. Silence. I'm sorry. Really sorry. Not because your husband destroyed my life. I deserved that. But because I destroyed yours first, and I did it without caring at all. His voice cracks. I've had a lot of time to think. About the things I did. The people I hurt. And I know saying sorry doesn't fix anything, but you deserved better. You deserved everything. And I was too stupid and selfish to see it. Amara sits down slowly, emotions she thought she'd processed suddenly overwhelming her. Why are you telling me this now? Because I saw what you built, the foundation, the women you're helping, and I realized you took the worst thing I ever did to you and turned it into the best thing you've ever done. He laughs bitterly. You're incredible, Amara. You always were. I just couldn't see it because I was too busy seeing everyone as a means to an end. Marcus, I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I just wanted you to know that you won. Not because your husband is powerful, but because you refused to let what I did make you cruel. You stayed kind, and that's something I'll never be. The line goes dead. Amara sits there for a long time, phone in hand, feeling something she didn't expect. Peace. When she gets home, Minjun takes one look at her face and pulls her into his arms. What happened? She tells him about the call. Do you want me to make sure he suffers more? Minjun asks, only half joking. No. She looks up at him. I want to let it go. All of it. He's broken and alone, and that's consequence enough. I don't need revenge anymore. I just need this. Us. The foundation. The life we're building. Minjun studies her for a long moment, then nods slowly. Okay. Then we let him go. Just like that. Just like that. He kisses her softly. You're free of him, Amara, completely. He doesn't get to take up any more space in your life. She exhales, feeling years of weight lift off her shoulders. I love you, she whispers. I love you more. Impossible. Watch me prove it every day for the rest of our lives. Like this video, if you believe forgiveness isn't about the other person, it's about freeing yourself. In Seoul is magical. Snow falls softly over the city, turning the neon into something almost dreamlike. The penthouse is decorated simply, a tree by the window, white lights, silver ornaments. Amara and Minjun are hosting a small gathering. Seojun and his wife, a few of the foundation's staff, and 3 of the women currently staying in the shelter, who have nowhere else to go. It's not a fancy party, just good food, warm conversation, and the kind of laughter that comes from people who've survived darkness and found light on the other side. Minji, the first woman the foundation helped, brings homemade kimchi and announces she got accepted into nursing school. Because of you, she tells Amara, hugging her tightly. You gave me the stability to dream again. After dinner, people drift into different rooms, talking and laughing. Amara finds herself on the balcony alone, watching the snow fall. Minjun appears behind her, wrapping a blanket around her shoulders. Cold? A little, but it's beautiful. He stands beside her, and they watch the city in comfortable silence. "I've been thinking," Amara says eventually, "about expanding the foundation, maybe opening locations in other cities. Busan, Tokyo, eventually maybe even the US. "Done," she laughs. "You don't even know how much that would cost." "Don't care. If you want to save the world, I'll fund it." He turns to face her. "Amara, I've spent my entire life building power by destroying others. And then you walked into my life and showed me what it feels like to create instead of destroy." He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a small box. "What's this?" "Open it." Inside is a necklace, delicate gold chain with a small phoenix pendant, diamonds forming the wings. "Minjun, you're my phoenix," he says softly. "You rose from ashes that should have destroyed you. And somehow you made me believe I could be more than the monster everyone thinks I am." He fastens the necklace around her neck. "Thank you for saving me." Tears stream down her face. "I didn't save you. We saved each other. Then let's keep doing that every day, for the rest of our lives." He kisses her as snow falls around them, the city glittering below, and for the first time in either of their lives, the future feels full of possibility instead of pain. Inside, someone has turned on music. Christmas carols in Korean and English mixed together, and through the glass they can see their guests laughing, eating, celebrating. "I never thought I'd have this," Amara whispers. "A home, a purpose, someone who loves me like you do." "I never thought I'd want it," Minjun admits. "I thought love was a weakness, that caring about someone made you vulnerable. And now?" "Now I know love isn't weakness. It's the only thing strong enough to change who we are." He pulls her closer. "You made me better, Amara, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to deserve you." "You already do. Then I'll spend it making sure you never doubt that." They stand there together, two broken people who found wholeness in each other, and watch the city that tried to break them both. But they're not broken anymore. They're phoenixes, and phoenixes don't just survive. They rise. Final comment question. What's the most important lesson from Amara and Minjun's story? That love can heal, that revenge has its place, that broken people can build beautiful things. Tell me what you're taking away from this. 1 year later.